This is Sparta!
Fatality.
Welcome to another gloomy Monday. This is UFO Buster Radio, episode number 415 of the UFO Buster Radio News. Today we cover aliens and UFOs and stories similar to that. And unfortunately, wait a minute, let me just do something here because I had a Microsoft update, so everything's out of whack right now. I probably sound like I'm shouting because that's what Microsoft does to you when it does an update on your stuff. Anyway, so there was no Dark Horde this weekend because I was pretty busy trying to get my endorsement to be, an official motorcycle licensed. I don't know what do you call rider. I think everybody just says rider, motorcycle rider. That's what I was working on. Got that done. So hopefully next year, or maybe even at the end of this year, maybe get some moto vlogging going on the YouTube. Should be a lot of fun. There's a lot of places. If you don't know Texas, it's a lot of places in Texas where there's a lot of, Texas is just so damn big. You got the beaches to the south. You got a lot of scenic areas in the middle where there's barely any people living. And then towards the north, if you're lucky and you go to the Panhandle, during the winter, you might catch a little bit of the white stuff. Not the cocaine, I'm talking about the snow. Some of you got excited, ready to move. No, talking about a little snow in the winters. It might just happen. What's up, Green Man is in here. By the way, this is early. It's running about 2 hours early because got shit to do. And if this Monday was the day that you were thinking about you're going to be here live and finally catch an episode live on Spreaker.com at 9:30-ish, you picked the wrong week because it's early. What's up to Pucky? Pucky's in there right now, live in the chat. See, some of you have gone into Spreaker.com, but you know that if you get that notification bell, come on, that means I am live. These guys know it because they're logged on to Spreaker and they're in there in the live chat right now. So yeah, it's been a really hard week. And listen, this was a safety course, and for the life of me, I had no idea that a motorcycle safety course would be so demanding on the mind and the body. It's like after the first day, it was so grueling. I couldn't believe that anyone would want to, ride on a motorcycle for so many hours. And granted, it was a lot of, do this, repeat. So, yeah, a lot of that going on. It was like freaking bananas, but still, mission accomplished. It was actually on my bucket list to do. I've actually held this learner's endorsement for almost 15 years. Finally got it done, for the love of Pete. It's completely nuts. We got 3 stories to talk about today. One dealing with a planet. One dealing with our friend Tom Delonge. And the other one, we'll just get to it, to be honest. We'll just get there. But it is Monday, the worst day of the week, unless it's an official holiday. So I'm going to play a first track here to wake everybody up, because I know I needed it today.
You're going down in every way. Your fear is mine.
If that doesn't wake you up, I don't know what will. What in the hell is going on with coronavirus in Australia? They're at a level 4 containment emergency down there. Like literally, you have to be locked up in your house. You only can come out for like 2 hours a day. That's kind of like how much time I give bugs to go outside. This is crazy. Coronavirus is making a comeback everywhere. Nuts. Completely nuts. I don't know what we're going to do, man. It's going to be a rough holiday. I mean, fuck. No Halloween for anyone. There is no trick-or-treating this year. I mean, Wuhan has managed to impact every aspect of life everywhere. It's just nuts. Completely nuts. The first article for today has to deal with the search for extraterrestrial life. A massive hunt for ET has been completed. What astronomers found in search of 10 million stars in their systems when it came to what they like to call technosignatures. That is evidence of some kind of technology somewhere besides here, right? Whether it be radio waves, maybe they're shooting some kind of a big, massive megastructure around a star, trying to get all the power from it. Whatever the hell it is. Out in the outback, the Western Australia, they completed one of the deepest, most broadest search of low frequencies that may be emanating from alien technologies. 10 million stars they searched. And they found nothing. Zero. Not even a hint. Like literally. It's like this field of 10 million stars, every single entity went to sleep at the same time. They had a total celestial blackout. The study was published in the publications of the Astronomical Society of Australia. And this is what happened. The research was conducted by CSIRO, CSIRO, astronomer Dr. Chenoa Tremblay. And we actually had an article about this person about 2, 3, 4 months ago. And also Professor Stephen Tingay from Curtin University. And, they got nothing. They use this radio telescope to look for powerful radio emissions at frequencies similar to FM radio, which could indicate the presence of, extraterrestrial life. Maybe somewhere in these 10 million stars, there's some teenage alien listening to rock and roll or hip hop or something like that. And maybe we can pick that signal up. But they came up blank. Completely blank. By the way, what they used was the Murchison Widefield Array, MWA for short. God, and it's terrible they came up with nothing. But can you really be surprised? Let's just ask that question. Are you really surprised that out of the hundreds of billions of stars that they picked 10 million, it got zero? There's a statement here from the group. It says, we observed the sky around the constellation of Vela for 17 hours, looking more than 100 times broader and deeper than ever before. 17 hours. They literally checked the box for no aliens here after 17 fucking hours. Really? Isn't that a waste of time? Can we just consider that like the biggest waste of time ever? What could you accomplish in 17 fucking hours when you're looking billions of years into the past? Makes zero sense. They continue to say, with this data set, we found no technosignatures, no sign of intelligent life. Fuck, there wasn't any sign of intelligent life from the people looking for intelligent life. Let's be honest about that. You're looking billions of years into the past. Okay, you rubber dickers only applied 17 hours worth of your time. Ridiculous. And they continue to talk. They continue to give statements. And since we can't really assume how possibly alien civilization might utilize technologies, hashtag no shit Sherlock, we need to search in many different ways using radio telescopes. We can explore an 8-dimensional search space. Although there is a long way to go in the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, telescopes such as the MWA will continue to push the limits. We have to keep looking. My thing is, you kind of have to know what you're looking for, right? And if you don't know what you're looking for, you're basically looking for a needle in a really, really huge haystack. This is no ordinary haystack, right? This is like you're looking for a needle in a haystack the size of the United States, basically. It's a really small needle. It might be a half of one, I don't know. But it's almost impossible. And then again, it's a point-in-time situation. So you spend 17 hours looking, possibly even as far as, 30 billion years in the past. Minus 17 hours. These searches just make no sense to me. Because really, if you're looking 30 billion years in the past, you probably looked when most of these places were possibly in prehistoric time. Maybe they had their own version of dinosaurs. No techno-signatures. You're not going to get dick from any of that. Or maybe you caught them just at the beginning of radio. Signal's not even strong enough to make it several billion light years away. I don't know, it's just such a waste of time. And really, if you're going to search for stuff like this, it's got to be close. It's got to be really near. It's the only time that it would be slightly fruitful, because if you're looking so far in the past, you're wasting everybody's time. The money spent on it just makes no sense. But 17 hours. 17. And they wrote a paper about this. That's the sad part. They have pride in it. You wrote a paper because you looked at something for 17 hours. Most of us blue-collar folks worked 40 hours, and we're looking at the same shit for 40 hours. And we still won't find intelligent life. Crazy. Just crazy. This is what we're spending our money on. Listen, it might have come out the pockets and the taxes of the folks in Australia. I'm sure they had some kind of some organization somewhere donating to this, because that's what they do in the name of science. But for the love of Pete, you got zero. You got nothing. Nada. Completely nuts. I don't understand. What a waste of time. Go back to the drawing board. I'll pick another 10 million stars and spend 18 hours. See what happens. Maybe then you hit pay dirt. I don't understand these studies. They make no sense. It's hard to look for something when you don't know what you're looking for. And then to have such a small window to search when you're looking across the entire area of close to 10 million stars. Come on, you're not even fucking trying, to be honest. You just want to write a paper. That's my take on it. I don't know what do you guys think? What do you think is going on? What is really happening? What a waste. What a waste. Dave down in Australia. Dave, what's going on? What is going on with those people down there that are studying this most ridiculous area in space? Really, 17 hours. Come on. Taking dumps longer than that, to be honest.
We head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are crashing down again, pieces of love, it's alright. Scattered in mud, it's alright. You're giving me a lie again. And tell me what you want, this time I won't take it to the heart, 'cause I know we won't make so let's move on. It's alright, 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 so let's move on. We head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are crashing down again, pieces of love, it's alright. Scattered in mud, it's alright. You're giving me a lie again. And tell me what you want, this time I won't take it to the heart. Cause I know we won't make it out, I've heard it all before. Yeah, tell me what you want, let me hear that I'm the only one. You know that we won't make it out, we've heard it all before. It's alright. Hey, it's alright. Hey, it's alright. It's alright. It's alright, so let's move on. 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 Alright, so let's move on.
You know, the funny thing about this weekend is that I went to this safety course, and I was psyched. Like I said earlier, I was ready to go. I've been waiting for this for such a long time. And when I got there and they rolled out the motorcycles, and there were two nice-looking bikes, and they were like clown bikes. The rest were clown bikes. It's 125cc. They probably weighed maybe $1.50, right? Meanwhile, in the garage, I have a 900cc, 600-pound bike. And of course, they gave me one of the clown bikes. And I'm like, what am I going to do with this? Literally, I couldn't even feel the brake with my foot because my foot was that much bigger. Yeah, I couldn't. As a matter of fact, I didn't even use the rear brake at all because I'm telling you, I could barely shift the thing because my boot couldn't even fit under the damn thing to shift up. Yeah, that's how it was. But the first day I came back home so bruised because the little pegs, my foot kept on slipping off the little pegs, and my shins were all bruised up. But I was damn proud to be there, and I was happy about it just because it was almost 15 years since I actually applied for my learner's endorsement, and now is when I'm doing it. I don't know. Bucket list, scratch it off. What else can I scratch off? By the way, what's up to Dre and Davina who are in the chat? We also got Dave from down under. I think Dave's even been to that little array down there. Probably has. I don't know if he's posted pictures. I think he did. I really think he did. Dre and Davina were actually down here, or up here, should I say, because they're from down south in San Antonio. But of course, I was tied up, and I was hoping it would rain on Sunday and cut the course short, but they didn't work out that way. I actually had to stick it out the whole time. And I was dead. Pretty much dead on arrival. But pretty happy we got this done. Story number 2, coming out of, actually, if you guys watched the Freak Out last Thursday, you know that Joshua Dynamite from No Big Deal Podcast joined myself and the Asgardians, and he said, did you see the story about Russia claiming Venus as its own? I was like, what? Who? Vladimir? No, not Vlad. Come on. Oh, Putin? No, Putin's not going to do that. Yeah, apparently that's what went down. Dmitry Rogozin, head of the Russian space corporation Roscosmos, he revealed that Russia has plans to send its own mission to Venus, in addition to an already proposed joint venture with the United States. They have a claim to Venus, and really, if you think about it, everyone wants to go to Mars. They want to go to the moon, drop a space station there or a base, but don't tell Joshua that. And then they want to go to Mars. Everyone's focused on Mars and the moons of Uranus. But here's something fascinating about this mission with the United States. It's called Venera D, or VD. That's the mission, VD. That's the one that's coming up together with the U.S. Do I think it's going to happen? Probably not. So apparently this is all coming, and it's coming to light because of the fact that there was a report saying that maybe, possibly, in the clouds of Venus, there could be bacterial aliens in there. By the way, Bugs is locked up in a room. He was snoring so damn loud earlier, I had to put him in a room, and he's making all kind of noise just to get out. He was barking earlier during the song. Madness. Anyway, so Venus has this gas, right? The people are saying, hey, you only get this gas two ways, either through industrial efforts, and apparently this gas, phosphine, was actually used in World War I. But it didn't occur naturally. It was done through industrial means. And it was used as part of chemical warfare during World War I. The other way that it happens is through a function of animals and microbes. So the idea is that possibly this chemical was found in the clouds of Venus. So maybe something's going on there. Russia jumps, of course, and says, well, you really can't do that shit. You can't really say that because you're not there. But we, Mother Russia, we've been there several times. It's our planet. Yeah. The quote says, we think that Venus is a Russian planet, so we shouldn't lag behind. Projects for Venus missions are included in the United Government Program of Russia's space exploration for 2021 to 2030. They've already had plans for 9 of the next upcoming years that hopefully will be corona-free to explore Venus a little more and land a bunch of crafts on there. Isn't this crazy? So why not? Why not just say, hey, it belongs to us? Here's some things that they mention as, their claim to Venus. How the fuck you get to claim a whole planet? That's what I don't understand. The USSR was the only country to conduct regular explorations of Venus using on-planet stations. So fucking what? And? You get a whole planet just because of that? Come on. What the hell is going on over there? Sorry, I have a little bit of whiskey here. Let me just take care of this. Yeah, so they land the shit on there, so it's theirs. The first ever soft landing on another planet's surface in the solar system was performed in 1970 by the Venera 7 that left the D for the United States, but they just went with Venera 7. It was a module that descended down to the surface. Several orbital missions and landings provided detailed data on the Venerian climate. Oh, man. I hope they got shots for this. Soil and atmosphere composition. The Soviet Venera 13 spacecraft still holds the record for the longest active spacecraft on Venus, remaining operational for 127 minutes. Okay. Nothing to write home about, Vladimir. But anyway, they're saying, listen, we've got the most experience there. That's where we want to go. And we will be the ones to investigate whether this phosphine is really happening due to bacteria in the clouds or the imagination of some rubber dicker who saw it in his telescope. Because actually apparently there was, this was not done firsthand. You know how they do. They look at light and all the signatures, chemical signatures, and they found it in some old crap on Venus, some old evidence, and here we go. So now we're wondering, is there life on Venus? But there could be a whole lot of other things. Number one, a lack of congestion. Venus is much closer. Not all the time. Only a certain time of the year does it get close enough to be pretty close to our planet. And then it goes away because of that elliptical orbit. But still, would they save money? They're not going to spend Elon Musk type of cash to get there, but a lot of their equipment is kind of shitty, so they might spend double. Putin. But you got to commend them for going against the grain. So the Russians want to claim Venus. No doubt they are still going to put their hands on the moon, and they're still going to try to, make their way up to Mars. But to say that they're going to focus a lot of their research on Venus, it's quite fascinating. And I wonder, this is the space race, right? So now we're going to have a race, a secondary race, to figure out who's going to find evidence of life first. You can see it brewing already. It's already there. Who is it going to be? Could you imagine if Putin finds it first? People say that we faked the moon. Could you imagine the kind of fake shit we're going to put together if the Russians find alien life first? I don't know. We could find the most fantastic alien ever. Because we sure as hell are not going to take it laying down if they find life first. Come on. I don't... No, it's not going to happen. Somebody get Steven Spielberg. We're going to make this up the right way. That's the article. Check the article in the description. There's a lot more to it. But to be honest, I think I welcome it. I really think that I like the idea of the Ruskies going after Venus, everyone else going to fucking Mars, and a few people trickling on to the moon. And then, we'll see who gets what first. Who's going to get all the good stuff? Who's going to get all the gold? All those metals, those alloys. Who's going to find new elements? Wouldn't that be fantastic? New elements being found on these other planets. The race is on. The race is on. Okay, Mother Russia might be leading it.
We head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are...
I know I played that one again. Don't mind me, it's Monday.
Keep thinking that I could have done something, but now I'm left with an empty heart. No making amends, no waking up beside you and holding you till we forget it all. How could I know there was no second chances? Like dominoes, my life got really scattered. You couldn't keep the door shut, and now the frostbite's creeping in. 'Cause I've been stone cold since you left me here. So come home, why won't you reappear? Things that I said came out totally wrong. Can't speak of the truth when it's tainted. got me stone cold. You got me stone cold. You got me stone cold. You got me stone cold. Got me stone cold. No Wizard of Oz can undo what I've done. Completely out of luck this time. I'm stuck in reverse. I gotta get away now, but I can't seem to take the lead. Oh baby, how could I know there was no second chances? Like dominoes, my life got really scattered. Still, I find myself hoping that you'll find your way back to me. 'Cause I've been stone cold since you left me here. So come home, why won't you reappear? Things that I said came out totally wrong. Can't speak of the truth when it's tainted. I fell into a big black hole. It got me stone cold. You got me stone cold. You got me stone cold. You got me stone cold. Got me stone cold.
By the way, the Norm is also in the chat. Welcome to the podcast for today, Monday, September 21st. It's really strange because I feel like I'm ready for the next country to crash something either on the moon or Mars. I think we need to do something to make them feel bad about it for littering all over these places. There's so much junk on Mars that it's not funny. And some of these things are nuclear powered. So what are you going to do? You're basically, listen, I know Elon Musk said, somebody dropped a big ass, quadrillion megaton bomb. Actually, he said that to restart the place. But I don't know. I think that the next person that crashes something on any planet, the next country, we need to do something. Start a petition, I don't know. To do something to get them to cut it out, because this is getting crazy. That's your mission. If you choose to accept it, don't put my name on it. Tom DeLonge claims aliens may have been present at the birth of Jesus Christ. Because he says the star was a craft, probably. Yeah. He says UFOs done led the three wise men to the baby. I don't know if he said it that way. But anyway, he's suggesting in an interview that he did with the Guardian that basically the Star of Bethlehem may have been an alien craft because he knows. He knows these things. How do you go from Blink-182 to knowing how things went down at the birth of Christ? I don't understand how that's a lot of drugs. I just want to say. Probably really good ones because he probably could afford it. And they have lingering effects because they rewired his brain some. But he did this interview and he had a lot of shit to say. I think that's what happens. When you're sitting, have you ever met those people like when they go to work, they won't shut the fuck up. They talk all the time. Okay, we used to have a joke that people who did that is because at home, their spouse wouldn't let them talk. But this is DeLonge right now. I think that, TTSA is not letting him, they shut him down. Like, Tom, you need to shut up, Tom. You're screwing it up for everyone. We've given up our lives for this. You keep fucking talking. So I think they shut him down for a bit. So, he's probably bursting at the seams. He's trying to get this out. He's got to get people to understand. So the article goes on, kind of telling us about some of the shit he said. And again, this is why they probably told him to shut the hell up. Stop talking, Tom. Let us do it. Let Elizondo go out. Let Elizondo go out and talk about how he stole the video. That's probably more acceptable than you opening your trap. Because here's what the problem is. So he had this interview with The Guardian, and he claimed that he has evidence to support his belief that the aliens have been around since the birth of the civilization, ancient aliens, but he just doesn't have the hair for it, and suggested that the Star of Bethlehem could have been an alien craft. But he's got evidence. Why the fuck doesn't anybody else have this evidence? Why is it that Tom DeLonge now has all the goods? There's a quote in here. Things were written in text thousands of years ago, like hearing voices in your head, a burning bush that was talking. He's been watching the History Channel a lot. Like, he's a fan of ancient aliens, you can just tell. Hearing voices in your head. People have been hearing voices in their heads since before they started using lithium to take care of the problem. Some people are just fucking crazy. You can't help it. I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, so they heard voices. No one, BC, and for most of AD, had a cure for schizophrenia besides clubbing somebody. I'm just saying. So hearing voices in the head could have just been that they were fucking wacko. He continues to say that the ancient texts may have called it God, but I'm just saying. He probably did the whole head shake, It's not that simple. The Star of Bethlehem was that a star or a craft? Because a star is really big. It wouldn't be hovering over a manger. Man. I mean, he literally took that shit literal. He really did. He took it totally. And there probably was some probing in there too. Wasn't there, Tom? I don't know. I am, this is why he shouldn't talk. It started out as TTSA, all about Tom DeLonge. They brought in the people. Then they started selling pieces of the company. And people started buying into it, buying shares. Well, you don't let your head honcho go out and talk about shit like this. I get it, he believes in it, fantastic, but come on. Some shit you need to keep to yourself. You don't tell all your secrets. Come on. Be nice about it. Be nice to your people who are investing in your company, and don't talk craziness. In the same interview, Tom DeLonge again goes to suggest that the government had previously considered sharing proof of aliens, but it feared that people would go batshit crazy. He didn't say that, but I'm just ad-libbing for him. Yeah, because actually what he says is they wouldn't be able to digest it. At this point, it's like when you walk around with a fucking Band-Aid and you've had it on for a week. It's time to tear the shit off. Just pull. You're hairy, I get it. Just tear it off. We can't continue to think that people are going to lose their damn minds because they can't digest it. Eventually, they'll get over it. Look at the fucking blimp situation. Everybody got over that shit already. I still don't get that. How the fuck does so many people who live in the area and who know that Monday Night Football, you're going to have the Goodyear blimp coming around, and all them people on the damn highway mistook it for a UFO, talking about aliens was coming to town. I don't get it. Maybe it is pareidolia in a way. We've been talking about these releases of videos and E.T. and finding life here and finding life there, and you see something that you've looked at for probably since you was a fucking kid out in New Jersey and New York, the damn Goodyear blimp, and all of a sudden it's foreign to you because you've been stuck in your house thanks to Wuhan. So now you get out one day, you get a little bit of sunshine on your face, and bam, it's a damn UFO now. Even though it says, eat at blimpies at the bottom, the text going by. Here's another one here. It says, I don't know. There have been moments when certain presidents have come close. The issue always becomes, how are people going to digest this if we hit them over the head with a giant sledgehammer? That's crazy for people in the Pentagon when they're trying to keep civilization duct taped together, he explained. I don't think it's that bad. I mean, from my perspective, when we look at all the stuff that's come out in the last maybe 3 to 4 years, I don't think people give two fucks. I'm going to be serious about it. I don't think they really do. Only the extremists will. Only the fanatic. Those are the ones that are going to go crazy no matter what. They're already fucked up in the head. They're already going to do extreme things. Those are the ones that are going to act completely batshit crazy. But they do it anyway, every day. So now you identify them all in one foul swoop by showing an ET. That really is what it is. But I think they need to stop screwing around. If they're taking the slow, tender road, then what they need to do is give us our alien bacteria. Don't make us wait 10 years for this. Come on, stop fucking around. We don't need to wait 10, 20 years for you guys to tell us there's amoeba on the moon. Oh, we know there's bacteria on the moon anyway because they dropped a bunch of fucking bacteria up there anyway. On Mars or on Venus. We don't need to wait for that. Most of us in general are smart enough to know that we are not the only rubber dickers in the entire universe. So give us the damn bacteria already. We're ready for it. We got shots. We could take care of it. I mean, we may not have a vaccine for coronavirus yet, but we know there's deadly ass shit out there lurking in space. Otherwise, we would have been all over the place way early on. Anyway, that's Monday for you. Just crazy. Just completely nuts. Just let it happen. Let us know that they're out there. I'm ready for it. I mean, think about it. The common guy like you and I, or common parent or grandparent, blue collar person working their ass off. A lot of this is not going to really touch their lives, right? Because it's the super rich who are going to do it. It's going to be the folks in government. It's going to be the folks who are working for these companies. We are only going to hear about it. We'll see pictures about it on the news next to J-Lo. So we're not going to care. Or, Putin running, streaking naked through Moscow. And then there's a picture of an alien bacteria. Which one you think is going to get the most attention? I'm just saying. The world is ready for it. You guys know it. I know it. Now we need the rubber dickers in charge to know that too. This is the end of the podcast. I thank you guys for listening. Tomorrow is about space. And we're waiting for Elon to get the phallus up. We're getting tired of waiting, Elon. So you better take that pill and get it going. Ciao.
Yeah. Dose. Yeah. Started from the mud, now you see us going up. Numbers never lie, now you see us blowing up. People used to front, now you see them showing up. So what's up? I've been down and out, but look, keep it a buck, I don't. Always been one up on all of these. They be trying to front for all of these. But I ain't got time cause they all in they feelings. Ice of the gang and we making a killing. It's 2020 and they notice the vision. You be the hero, I'm playing the villain. The underdogs and we walking the villain. We getting money, yeah, they think that we dealing. They talking hot, yeah, they abundance and we won't stop till we all touch $1 million. Don't ever forget, but we probably forgive them. I'm living, taking the cause that was given. My blessings is already written. Wrapped little ribbon, putting ourselves in positions to make Started from the mud, now you see us going up. Numbers never lie, now you see us blowing up. People used to front, now you see them showing up. So what's up? I've been down and out, but look, I'm trying to get where I'm going, but haters be trolling, that's where they thinking you got me right where you want me. I tell a ghost just ducked up. Sending them shots, we send them back. Y'all ain't really bout that. Run, it's always bounce back. Need more hands just to count that. Stay on my belly, I need me more breeze just so we can get the team right. Loaded up fully, dogs on a leash, and you be knowing that's a scary sight. Don't happen overnight. Work smarter with some sacrifice. Sugar, spice, and everything nice. Mix it up, now you got a slice. We bridging the gap, they want us to rap, so go we back. Hey, yeah. Drew need a plaque, we turn to the max, and we never lacked. Hey, yeah. Been in my bag, it's a drag, I'm feeling jet lagged. Hey, yeah. Came back for vacation, and I ain't unpacked, cause I'm going back. Facts, ooh, double the racks. TD the bank, your CD is blank, your Cuban is linked. Smoking that dank, pour up a drink, fill up the tank. Do you think I ain't the one, but I'm the one? Brutus out here, he gon' dumb. You hear them drums, came from the slums, they know we the ones, yeah. Started from the mud, now you see us going up. Numbers never lie, now you see us blowing up. People used to front, now you see them showing up. So what's up? I've been down and out, but look, keep it a buck, I don't fuck with you.